This is our cute little cabin. So in here we've got our gorgeous big bathroom. It's like so like cool and traditional. Huge big shower. Some nice stuff. The world's tiniest hairdryer. But yeah, and then we've got like this cool little area here. Some chairs. This is the random fridge in the middle of the floor. But yeah, this room is so cool, and it's got like a little fireplace and then a lovely wee balcony. A cute balcony. Lovely. We're in Banff now. We're in the Johnston Canyon. For a nice walk along the trail. Didn't take too long to get here, about half an hour or so, which is probably a bit longer away than we thought it would be, but still fine. Yeah, it's so nice. It's quite chilly though, but it's meant to get warm later on in the day, so hope this goes well.
Look at that water, look at how blue that is.
That water is so blue. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Wow. Coming off of the waterfall is like insane. It feels like it's pouring with rain, but it's just the waterfall. So yeah, that's been so worth the hike. It was so good. It's just absolutely stunning. It's amazing that you can walk the whole way along the river and just see these gorgeous rapids and waterfalls the whole way along. So yeah, we went to the lower falls first. Now we're at the upper falls. So yeah, we're just about to make our way back down.
Gemma's jacket's absolutely soaking.
Oh well. Now we've come to the town of Banff and we're just going to have a little wander around and see what's here, maybe get a snack, look at some shops.
There's a moose.
Canada's Burger King strikes again.
It's a chicken burger.
Oh! And I have a quarter rotisserie chicken, crushed potatoes, and some slab. So, good morning. We're in the car park of Lake Louise. It's about 7:15 AM. Been here for about 30 minutes. We came here really early so that we could get a parking space. But it's really wet and rainy just now, which is a shame. So we're just waiting here for a little bit longer before we get out of the car, because hopefully it'll pass soon. It wasn't forecast to rain, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, hopefully it brightens up. It would be good to get out and manage to do the hikes and stuff properly without them being too wet and muddy. So we'll see how that goes.
Ayaw mag-adjust. Yung ganun.
That is so cool.
It's cold, but it's not like...
It's not as cold as what they say. It's fine. That was hotter than my shower this morning.
We made it to Moraine Lake. It took about 45 minutes to get here. It was quite tough because it was all uphill and the path's really slippy just now because of the rain. But yeah, feeling really pleased that we made it up here. And yeah, we're going to continue on up to the Lake Agnes tea house. Maybe the beehive, but probably not the beehive because it's a good bit further. That's the beehive up there, I think.
Yep.
And then over there, I don't know if it will show up, but over there's like a little waterfall that's feeding into the lake. And yeah, this is Moraine Lake. It's cool. And that down there is the car park. We've come so far. It's so cool to see how high we are. And that you can actually see Lake Louise. A little bit of turquoise. Yeah, so that's the car park, and that's Lake Louise. A little bit of turquoise peeking out. Oh, look how clear the beehive is. So behind me, I'll show you in a minute, but you can see the beehive behind it. The cloud has just all of a sudden really cleared, which is so good. We can see like all the way down to the car park. We can kind of see a little glimpse of Lake Louise. It's so beautiful, so blue, so turquoise, and yeah, the beehive is there. It's the tea house. We made it to the tea house now. I'll show you Lake Agnes in a minute, but yeah, we made it up to the tea house. It's so cool. Feel such a sense of achievement because that was the So this is Lake Agnes. It's so nice. And then, so it looks like the water flows from Lake Agnes down the waterfall and into Moraine Lake, which is really nice. Wow, there's people walking all the way over there on the snow.
I wonder if that's the way to the glacier.
Maybe. Yeah, that's so cool. You can see like so much snow up there. Yeah, that's cool. Right, Tom, show us the cereal box.
It's like being on a plane.
So puppy. We've hired one of the canoes on Lake Louise now, and it's just like so cool. We're literally out on Lake Louise in one of the canoes, and it's just so peaceful, so relaxing. It's just absolutely amazing. I keep saying the word amazing, but honestly, this place is just so amazing, so beautiful. The water is absolutely freezing. I put my hand in just to see how cold it was, and it is so cold. So touch wood, we don't fall in. But yeah, it's so good. I'm absolutely loving it. You can just see Tom's little paddle swooshing away there in the background. But yeah, this is so cool. It was really expensive, but yeah, it's always been on my list of things that I've wanted to do. So just decided to go for it, and no regrets. It's even better than I thought it would be. It's so good. We've made it to the far side of the lake now, and it's time to head back. That's us spent about 30 minutes out of our hour here, so it's taken us 30 minutes to get here. I think it'll take us about the same to get back. So yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. I love it. It's just such a relaxing activity. Definitely like a once in a lifetime thing, so definitely worthwhile doing. Absolutely loved every second of this so far. So hopefully we make it back in one piece. In the Banff Springs, and it was absolutely amazing. It was so hot and such a lovely afternoon. We had this view behind. We had this view, which was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, we just spent the afternoon chilling. Obviously didn't film there because people
Nobody
just
wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. But yeah, it's been amazing. So nice. We tried to come earlier, but it was full, and I'm actually so glad that we didn't get in, because it actually worked out much better, and it is nicer in the afternoon because it ended up being thunder and lightning. So yeah. Good morning. So we've got another day in beautiful Banff, and today we're gonna go up the Banff gondola. So I think it goes up Sulphur Mountain, so we're gonna get the gondola up and then have a little wander around the walkway up at the top, enjoy the nice views, and yeah, it's gonna be good. On the gondola, just heading up the mountain. It's really steep. It's a little bit funny going over the tower things, but it's really cool. Getting amazing views, and can't wait to get to the top. Top now. It's really windy, but the views are absolutely amazing. We're about to walk across the boardwalk and head on up to this little observation tower.
That's the music in your head.
Yeah, so we're just enjoying the walk along the boardwalk, and yeah, we're going to make up to the observation tower. It's much more sheltered down here. It's really windy at the top of the other building that we were at, looking over at the viewing platform. So yeah, it's so good. We actually can't see Tom, but he is there. at the weather station right at the top of the mountain, and it's so cool. It was actually used between 1903 until the 1930s to actually record all the weather and make weather forecast improvements and stuff like this, so that's really cool. We're in Banff Springs now at the Cave and Basin, which I think is the original hot springs here. It stinks of rotten eggs so bad. It's the worst we've smelled it the whole time we've been here, which is so funny. But yeah, it looks so cool. Like, the cave is absolutely gorgeous, and again the water is like super blue like everything else has been. Moraine Lake now. We did something a little bit different today because the car park for Moraine Lake fills up between 5 and 6 AM and we didn't want to get up that early. We decided that we would get the shuttle bus from the park and ride, and we've just done that and it was so good, so well organised, and yeah, really glad we did that. Got some extra hours sleep. So we've climbed to the top of the rock pile and we're getting such good views down onto the lake. This is definitely the most beautiful lake I have ever seen in my whole life. Like, Lake Louise was obviously like amazing, but I think this one has like, just has the slight edge. It's just so stunning. From all of the vlogs that we saw, when people said they climbed the rock pile, I thought they had literally climbed up a scraggly rock pile, but it's like steps the whole way up the back, so yeah, it's a very, very, very easy climb. No scrambling required. Now we're doing the lakeside trail at Moraine Lake, and it's so quiet compared to Lake Louise. When we did the Lake Agnes Tea House trail, it was really busy, but this one's so quiet. It seemed quite busy at the top of the rock pile, but I think a lot of people just kind of did that and then left. They maybe went to Lake Louise afterwards or something, because you can do that with the shuttle. But yeah, this is so nice. I absolutely love it, and we had a really nice hot chocolate, and Tom met a wee slip, so he was very happy. Yeah, exactly. After Lake Moraine, we headed back to the car park area at the park and ride and got some lunch. It was really nice actually. I got some chicken tenders and fries, Tom got a hot dog, and we sat there for a few minutes, had that, and now we've headed on to Peyto Lake, so we're going to see how that compares to the other two lakes. So this is the nice little pool area. Yeah, we came down here tonight. It was just so nice, just chilling and enjoying the pool. Today was really good. We went to see Moraine Lake. It was absolutely stunning. It's definitely my favourite of all of the lakes that we've ever been to here. It was just so calm, so peaceful. It's much, much quieter. It was actually really strange. So we tried to go the other day after we'd been at Lake Louise, since it was so nearby, but the road was closed and you couldn't go along to get to the car park at all, so we had to come back today, and we did the park and ride, which was so easy. You basically park just off of the highway and then a bus takes you along to like either Moraine Lake, Lake Louise, or there's also a shuttle between both of them. Now to get the bus to either lake and then to get the shuttle bus in between, you need to have booked the park and ride ticket. So that was really easy to do online. It was so well organised. So we did that today and really easy. We went along to the Moraine Lake. It was a bit odd though, because when we got to the car park of Moraine Lake, there were lots of spaces, but they'd closed the road anyway. So I don't know whether they wait until there's a certain amount of spaces before they reopen it. But it was easy enough to get the park and ride, and just kind of meant we didn't need to drive along that road, so that was good. And then we went across to Peyto Lake after that, which was definitely the bluest lake I have ever seen. Like, it was much bluer than the other two, if that's even possible. It definitely wasn't as accessible as the other ones. So Lake Louise, you can get kind of right to the edge, same with Moraine Lake, but with Peyto Lake the viewing platform's really high and it's quite a hike down, I think, to the shore. We decided not to do that because we were a bit short of time today because it's our last day, but it was so good to go and see anyway, since it wasn't too much further along than Moraine Lake was. But yeah, it was really worth going to. Definitely much quieter though and less like touristy, so if you prefer kind of things off the beaten track, that's maybe more for you. But in terms of the like activities and stuff like trails and canoeing and coffee shops and toilets and stuff, the other lakes are much better. Just getting ready for dinner now. We're heading off to a really special dinner just to mark the end of the trip, and yeah, hopefully that's nice. We're just back from a really nice dinner. It's our last night in Canada after the end of an amazing trip. So we decided that we would treat ourselves to a really nice dinner at the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. And it was just so good. We ate at the Vermilion Room and it was so good. It was like kind of French inspired food. So I had some prawns to begin with, and then I had a rotisserie chicken. And then, what did I have for dessert? I had ice cream profiteroles, which were so nice. And we were really lucky and got sat at the window, so we had this gorgeous view of the mountains, and it was really nice. All of the food in Canada has been like pretty quick, so it was nice to actually have like a proper like long relaxing dinner. It was the perfect way to end our trip in Banff and in Canada as a whole. It was really good. It's definitely pricey, but yeah, like it's our honeymoon, so we thought that would be like the perfect end. And yeah, we loved it. And it was also really nice to actually see the Banff Springs Hotel, because I remember my mum telling me a story when I was younger about how her grandpa had a photo of the Banff Springs Hotel up in his living room and she'd always wanted to go. So while that's like way out of my price range, it was really nice to be able to go and just like experience it a little bit, just since I've kind of heard stories about it for so long. So yeah, perfect end to the trip. Tomorrow we've still got some time. Our flight isn't until 6 o'clock, so we're planning on getting up early, going to Lake Minnewanka, I think it's called, and then having a nice brunch or lunch probably by the time we get there, and then heading to the airport. So yeah, really excited about that and had such a nice day today. We're at Lake Minnewanka now. It's our final morning, so we thought before we went to get breakfast we would have one last lake to have a little wander around and a little look at. It looks really nice, so we're just going to have a walk around one of the trails and then head back into town, check out of our hotel, and then get some breakfast. So that's the end of Banff and the end of our whole trip to Canada. It's been absolutely amazing. Today we had such a nice morning. We went to see Lake Minnewanka. We were there so early though that we actually kind of had the whole place to ourselves. It was really quiet and really nice. It looked like there was a lot to do there in terms of going on boat cruises and that kind of thing. And then we went to our favourite brunch place in Banff called Louise. We had to wait, the guy said it would take maybe 30 to 40 minutes for a table, but we ended up only having to wait 20 minutes. And like, even if we'd had to wait 40 minutes, it is the best place for brunch in the town. It's so good. Like, everything about it was just amazing, apart from the fact they'd ran out of biscuits, and I was so sad because we really enjoyed those the other day. So if you're ever in Banff, definitely go to Toulouse. It's really good. So yeah, now we're just heading back to the airport and heading home. But we've had the best time. Loved Banff, loved every single place we've gone to, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some last minute bears on the way back to the airport, and those last missing license plate provinces that we're missing, because we've been trying to look out for all of them.